pictures that I have of him and actually putting them up here and embarrassing him, but I couldn't do it to him. So most of you guys know Rhino. He's been one of the biggest driving forces behind the chamber, and he's a very driven guy, but with a very interesting story. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about his story and why Tribe has come into being and why it is such an important part of the way we are building not only our community here, but across the country as well. You know, most of you know his story from the last 12 months or so, but there is a lot of things he's going to share with you tonight about how he has come to be the person that he is. So he's probably the most resilient person I've ever met. In terms of his stickability and actual determination to get things done and get on with it, you're not going to find anyone better. So tonight, the main reason he's speaking is obviously about Tribe, but as a small business owner, I want you to take on board his attitude towards life, okay? How he sticks at things and he doesn't give up, he gets up and keeps going, even when he's been to hell and back. So we all know him and love him. Let's make him very welcome, Mr. Ryan Elson.
Maybe you turn it off, thank you.
Well, I've got something better for you with that.
No, turn it off.
Turn it off.
Please.
It's not good with skin tone.
No, it's just, well, it's going to interrupt my interpretive dance. Is anyone ready for that? Oh, you set it up.
It was advertised.
Apparently said something about getting your gear off last week and I wasn't meant to say it, so I won't say this something else. Been driving this long? Oh, hey, how you doing, gang? This is a bit weird, isn't it? I'm normally here doing something else, but now I'm not, and I'm doing something else. So that. Okay, I won't go. You guys, most of you guys, who hasn't been here before? Who doesn't know me that well? You know anything? Right. Okay. Very briefly, Tribe came about in August last year, primarily as a result of being suddenly separated from my wife of 15 years, partner of longer than that. Live on my own, trying to live life, stop cooking all the big meals that you do when you've got family and all that sort of stuff, and trying to figure out how to date, which just sucks when you're older. Oh my God, it's awful. Anyway, and then unfortunately Jake, my lad, who was on one of these screens here, got bone cancer, and we lost him in January, which is a shame. So we're not one of those fairy tales that won, but most of you guys know that already, so that's one of those things that happen. But what it made me think a lot is, and you guys were such a part of this, like, you were there for me. You were always there for me. So many people, particularly in this room, but throughout this whole community, were there for me. I never ever had some time I couldn't ring someone. I couldn't ask for a beer, I couldn't ask for a coffee, I couldn't cry. I was talking to Amy tonight, like, the amount of times I sat on my balcony in my little apartment, I was living this ball on my eyes out about where I was at, and I always had someone. And what started really doing my head in is, what if you don't have that? What if you're sitting there trying to go through whatever your difficult journey is, be it as same as mine, be it worse, be it not as bad, whatever it was, what if you don't have that? And I just couldn't have that. So I just decided to share you all, basically. So I came up with an idea, mingle, I love mingle for a few reasons down at the Bell. It's not just because there's beer, it is good, I know, but what I found really interesting is how many people went along who were retired. How many people went along who didn't really have a job at the moment? How many people went along that weren't in business as such, they were just employees? And I saw these people just being involved, and just that was something they really wanted to do and be a part of. The belonging. You know what I mean? Like, so many people just want to belong to that and be a part of that, and I just thought, man, that's cracker. But why do we have to do that about business? Why does it have to be about dollars and cents? Bottom line, how do we get more training? How can we get more dollars? How we can do bits and pieces? What about if it's just about helping each other and doing something cool? So we kicked off a few things. We had the first one in the Bell, as people may remember. We got 70 people there, and everyone, oh, golf club, righto. Lovely. That was bullshit. We had 50 people that loved and cared for me, a lot of them in this room here, and we had 20 people that needed to be there. That's not the difference I needed. Last one we had, in Moncomo, we had 106 people there. After a rainy night and after we just cancelled with Cactus Jacks because the roof fell in 2 hours before we meant to kick off. 106 people, seriously, I reckon there was 20 there I knew before Tribe started. That's what I was talking about. People making connections, people making friends, people have got jobs out of it, people are going on cruises together out of it. It's wicked. It's very cool. When I take you back a little bit, where's that drink at? I'll take you back a little bit. And this is what Brad was talking about at the moment. I don't talk about this stuff a lot, but... Alright, when I was 7 years old, Mum kicked Dad out for kicking the shit out of us way too often, for taking all the money for rent and all the money for food and going to the pub and either spending it on booze or on the track. So Mum kicked him out. Dawn, she loved him very much so. And she said to him, and I remember her saying to her, if you can sort yourself out, we can make a family bin and you can come back. And the expectation was that he was going to go away, he was going to sort his life out, he said he was going to do that. He went out the door and we didn't see him again. I saw him a couple of times when I was in my 20s. 2 years after that, Mum was a travelling nurse. You know, they go around from place to place, helping people in their own homes, helping them out. She was at work. She went off to work that morning. I didn't give her a kiss because she had a friend in the car with her and I was too cool for that shit, let me tell you. And she drove away and she got killed in a car accident. So, and that was just bang, we're done. Pretty hard hit, that one. But I didn't even know it was a hard hit. I look back and think it was a hard hit at the time. I thought, wow, what happened then? But interestingly, I got taken on by my guardians. My guardians were the people that had signed off on Mum's will to say they would look after me if something happened to Mum and Dad. That was my uncle and my auntie. Now people, can I just give you a little tip here? If you're thinking about doing that for someone else, can you think about it? Don't just say you're going to do it because you're their mate. Okay? My uncle and auntie got landed with, I've got a brother, he's 2 years younger than me, he was 7. We got landed on their doorstep with their brand new daughter, who was probably about 8 months old at the time, a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old who'd come out of a pretty violent household through no fault of Mum's, and we got landed there and they didn't want us. They just did not want us. We interrupted their life, they had all these plans and these things they were going to do, they had a beautiful house, and we get landed there. I remember distinctly my grandmother and my uncle, because my grandmother was a part of this too, Mum's mum, she sat there and they both argued at a table in front of me about who had to have me. Not about who wanted me, not about where I was going to live, who has to have me. And so they sat there and fought about it. Good solid argument about the fact that no, I've got a new kid, I don't want to do this, no, I live on my own in an apartment, I can't have them. That was it sticks really hard to me because that was just sort of the start of me going downhill, I think. Things have been not, I'm pretty resilient, like Brad said, I can handle a few things, but that was not fun. Interestingly, my uncle hated my dad. Just hated him because he'd given Mum a kicking plenty of times and myself, and so did my nan and everyone. I wasn't allowed to speak to Dad's side of the family after Mum died, basically, which was disappointing because they're actually good people. Dad just had some problems. So, I got told I was like my dad, I was a piece of shit, I was never going to be anyone, and that, you know, what a bad man he was. Funnily enough, I saw my uncle and my auntie get pissed on Sherry more times at night, and then subsequently give me a solid hiding so many more times than my dad ever did. Wasn't even close. I mean, Dad wasn't around. He was only there till I was sort of, 7 and all that stuff, and they had me till I was 15. These people sat there and they professed to be my guardians, they professed to be the people who cared for me, and they just didn't. And they seriously just didn't want me. And that's fine. That works out, that's all right. I went to boarding school, 5 kilometres away from my house. You know, I've been to boarding school? You know, you're meant to be like a long way. That's the shit. I could chuck rocks at my joint. And I was sitting with all these people, and it was, once again, it was a simple fact that if they sent me off to boarding school, they didn't have to see me, didn't have anything to do with me. I loved boarding school, instantly. Fair dinkum. 20 blokes you could mess around with all the time. Chicks are doing netball training all the time. Rock and roll. Sitting watching that shit. It was just a blessing. They thought they were killing me and they were just letting me shine. It was fantastic. And I loved it. And that was at high school. Okay, so I went to high school and I was just the clown. You guys seen a little bit of me, a little bit. I love to play up and do a few bits and pieces, and that was a bit there. I was in school, I was a good kid, I was an okay kid. I was failing miserably, I was always in trouble, and it just wasn't going very well. Getting suspended at boarding school was tough. Where do you go? You leave the school. I don't know what to do after that. So you sit in your room and go, all right, that's fun. Did that. Anyway, I got to year 10, my guardians sat down with me and said, we're wasting our money on you. You're not going anywhere, you're only going to be a labourer, you're not bright, okay, you're a big boy so you can lift things, so we're going to take you out of school in year 10, and therefore you can be a labourer and just go on your life out of that, and you can move out and do all these bits and pieces. And I went, okay, that's what it's meant to be. Because the thing is, when you don't know any different, you don't know any different. You don't understand what I mean by that? Like, I didn't know how other families work. I went away to some friends' places sometimes. These people don't actually hit each other or anything. It's fantastic. This is great. So I did that. Anyway, strangely enough, they told me that, And I had a friend at school, a girl, still my girlfriend, it was weird. I mean, it's all right. I'm from Tasmania, I'll explain why. She was actually my girlfriend at the time, and now she's my foster sister. Take that. Anyway, I was going out with her. It was like we'd rock around the house and lots of stuff. And her parents were awesome people. They were the people that cared. They were the people that did business. I'm an atheist, and but they do Bible studies in their house. And there's this whole group of people who really had nothing else to do in their world. Would come around on a Tuesday night and they do Bible study. It wasn't about the Bible. They just needed somewhere to be, and they wanted to do that. And they did this sort of stuff. Anyway, I was there one day and they said, right, Ronnie, you coming to year 12? Oh, year 11, sorry, what are you going to do? So I'm going to year 11. What? I said, no, I'm not. My uncle told me I was going to be a labourer and I should leave school because I'm wasting money, so I'm just going to be a labourer. And they said, hell no, you are not. So my foster parents, as I call them now, and they still are, Ems knows them very well, they're my kids' grandparents, by the way, to this day, they're awesome. They sat there and they talked amongst themselves and said, no, we're not doing this. They went to the school behind my guardian's backs and went and had a chat to the school and said, this is wrong. This kid's better than this. He's got some opportunity here. We need to give him some opportunity. I had a great guy, Father Carroll, who was a good guy. He was the principal of the middle school at the time, and he said, I agree. I can see what's going on here. But it was just the 80s. Oh no, what was it? No, it was 80s. Yeah, late 80s. So you sort of sit here and you know how no one talked about that stuff? Well, they did, and they had a chat. I don't know how it happened entirely. I'm not really sure. But I got to talk to him and I said, right, you are coming to year 11. So I don't know what dodgy deal I did with my guardians and did whatever, I don't know who paid or whatever. And I said, yep, you can come along, but you have to do one level 3. Now, I don't know what you guys did in Queensland, but level 1 was like, you know, you can't put your shoes on properly, sort of thing. Then you got level 2. Thank you, yes. What's it called? Veggie. I was going to say veggie master. I thought that was worse than the shoes thing, but anyway. Alright. I'd only ever done level 2s. Level 3 was the highest. I'd only done level 2s, so I didn't have to think. I was just smart enough to get through level 2s. No problems, I could do all that. Didn't matter. I said, okay, you can do one, because you have to do something. You can't go through a matric doing just level 2s. So cool. So I ended up doing biology, because I love, you know, all animals and ice and stuff. It's pretty cool. You get to cut frogs and stuff. We good. So I ended up that. So I rocked into this, turned up, and I had Mrs. McDonald there. She was this crazy little pommy teacher, had a little pixie haircut and danced around the room, you know, telling us all how wonderful things were, honestly. Anyway, I was doing my best, and I was fair dinkum trying. And this is one of the parts that really hurt the most. This is the bit that ripped me up. I was dead set having a go. I wasn't dicking around this time. Like I knew these people give me an opportunity. And what I'm here to talk about tonight is opportunity. That's kind of where this goes. But like, these people gave me a chance, and I wanted to try, and I wanted to show them that I was a good kid and I was doing the right thing. End of term 1 comes, failing my arse off, just miserably. I haven't even been freaking close. I'd had 2 or 3 tantrums with chucking books around and kicking chairs back and walking out of class, you know, all the cool shit. What you feel magic about now when you're a bit older. Anyway, that's all happening. I'm on a road to my guardian saying, told you, which no one wanted. Mrs. McDonald took me aside and she said, Ryan, can you come and talk to me? I said, yep, no worries. She said, you don't know how to study, do you? I said, I have no idea. I've never done this. I don't even know what to do about it. Mrs. McDonald came to my house on a Saturday for 4 hours in the holidays and taught me how to study. She sat there with me, she got different pens out, highlighted stuff. She bought me pens, she got me these things there and she said, right, this is how you do it. You think something's important, you write it in a green pen, then a yellow pen, you know, whatever, all these bits and pieces, so it's all colour coordinated. Liam was talking to me about it tonight, getting all these colours in. She sat there for 4 hours taught me how to study. She took the time out to give me some of her time and give me a go. I passed by it, got there. Didn't kick ass, but I definitely got there. Out of doing 1 subject and passing, I was allowed to do, matriculation was 5 level 3s. I went for 4 the next year and I passed 3. I still don't know what social psych means, to be honest. I don't really know how that went, but anyway. So I got there to a level that was reasonable. Something that I wasn't just a complete loser on. And my guardians were still telling me I was a dickhead and useless and pointless and all the good stuff, still giving me a hiding. Until one day I put, I was at the end of, I hadn't quite left, I was about midway through year 12. And I jackhammered all day their driveway because I'm good cheap labour, strong lad, all that sort of stuff there. I got inside and they said, set the table. Right. So I put, you know those Saxa salt and pepper shakers, you know the picnic ones? I put them on there, my uncle came up and bang, just freaking nailed me. Why would you put them on the table? Bear in mind, it's just us. No one's coming to dinner, no one's doing anything. He just nailed me because he wasn't happy about it. So I punched him in the head. And I gave him one. And that was the first time I ever had. And it's really, I don't know, have you guys ever been in a position where someone's overpower of you? And it's not necessarily that you can't do it physically, it's the fact that you can't do it in your head. Like he's my guardian, he's this person who keeps telling me I'm useless and all this sort of stuff there. And to smack him was a big moment. Right? And we ended up just fighting flat out. We had a big punch up and it was all fun and games and stuff. Hannah, my foster sister, rocked into the driveway midway through this to find us rolling around on the yard, punching the crap out of each other. My brother screaming that he's going to call the cops. My auntie throwing things, I don't know, whatever was going on there. I wasn't sure about that bit, to be honest. But plenty going on. I got out there, I moved out. My foster dad went down to my guardian's house that night and said, we can sort this out. And he said, I never want to see that kid again. Grab his shit tomorrow, he's gone. And I didn't see him for 3 years. No, that's true. I saw him once for 3 years, but I'll tell you that in a second. That was interesting. Didn't see him for ages. Anywho, so move into that, move on, da-da-da. Oh my God, I went live from foster parents, shut up. Had another place, another thing that happened to me. I was at a friend's place again, Amanda Fielding name was. I was at her place, giving her mum and dad a hard time because I'm just that kind of guy. Stirring them up and they said, and Bob said, what are you going to do with your life, Ryan? What are you going to do? I said, I don't know. He said, why don't you join the cops? I've been never locked up, I never went to juvie or anything like that, but I've been done for lighting fires and bins, shoplifting, you know, little stuff, you know, knocking stuff off from servos. You put all those chocolates out. I'm not going to believe that. So a few bits and pieces. But anyway, Bob Fielding was the superintendent of police. Okay, he was a cop, and a fairly high one at that point in time. And he said, why don't you do that? And I said, right. So that was November. In November, had no plans, never thought about being a cop in my life before. He said, do it. I was sworn in April. So went through all the bits and pieces there. I was the youngest cop in Australia. Why am I telling you stuff? Can you get the ongoing theme with where this is kind of going? Like, what are the things that happened to me? What are the? Someone tell me what happened. Why did my life go that way and I'm not in jail?
People
Someone
believe
cared about you.
People believed him. People stood up and had a crack. People showed me a different path. People made me feel loved and worthwhile. That is the coolest shit. Let me tell you, you sit there and Amy, I know other people too, but Amy deals with these guys all the time, and I'm dealing with a lot more now, and like, man, just giving them a go, making them feel special, making them feel like you love them big, may change their lives, because it did mine, and that is 100%. I would not be here, guaranteed, if that didn't happen. When I was doing my interview, I had a home session. I was in with Nan at that point. I moved in with Nan for a little while. My dad's mum, which was because I wasn't talking to her for a long time. But anyway, we were having a home interview in there, and we had oh my God, first class Connie, Christine, I can't remember her name. Anyway, but she was there doing the home interview, and we're getting through it okay. And I'm thinking, oh, that's good. And my nan was such a simple soul, never had a license, couldn't really read or write much, cooked great cakes and looked after her family. That's what she did. Like that was her thing. And Christine Allen, name was, Christine said, Ryan, why do you want to be, no, why should we have you? Not why do I want to be a cop, why should we have you? And I went, I don't know. I want a job and fast cars are cool and chicks need uniforms. Let's do that. I don't know what to say, and then you say that. And luckily, Bill, my foster dad, was there as well. And he said, Christine, do you mind if I take over for a second? She said, no, Bill, that's fine. So I'm going to make it really succinct for you. You can have him on your team, or he can be on the other team. Which one do you want?
There's a fine line.
He said that in an interview. I was drunk as a skunk with Christine Allen upon my graduation, and she said, that's when you were a cop, right then, because I looked at you and said, bugger that. But what I'm getting at in all of this is firstly, don't always count where these people have come from. Brad asked me to speak today about how Tribe can help business. I'm doing a lot of stuff in this area at the moment, okay? And I'm Marie here from Design Life, I've been working a lot, and I'm really loving doing that. I'm seeing these kids here at the moment, at fair income, I've seen 180 in the last 2 weeks probably. Not, you know, seen a couple of them a couple of times, whatever like that, but like, these kids are beautiful kids. They are amazing. Like, there's 10% of them that why they don't have employment is freaking beyond me. I have no idea why they don't have employment, but I do know why. And why is it? Someone tell me what it is.
No, we give the chance.
I've got a better one
No,
for
we're
you.
giving them.
Who's ever heard of It's Who You Know?
Connections.
If you don't know anyone, how are you getting there? I had a kid, Connor, at Redcliffe the other day. My first week, saw him on a Wednesday. He sat there, he was bright, he was intelligent, he had initiative, he was well presented. I said, man, you're on song. But he approached me and said, Ron, I really need your help. I've heard of you, I know you around town a little bit. How can you help me? I said, what do you want to do? He said, landscaping. So I talked to Scotty Chapman, who's one of the members here. I talked to another guy and they had no jobs. So I rang up Connor. I said, dude, would you do hospital? He said, mate, I'll do anything. And this is, can I tell you something else? If you ask kids, young people, I say kids, they're 20, 21, I'm 45, they're not kids, that's okay. But if you ask them what they want to do, they don't know. Like, don't shit on them for that, because they don't know. I didn't know. I fell into the cops. I had no plan whatsoever. Once someone sits here now and tells me what they want to be, like I know what some of you guys do. No one ever, Dave, did you wake up and think I want to sell planes for a living? No, you just didn't. I mean, there's so many, Liam sitting over there, I mean, he didn't get out of school and go, geez, I wouldn't mind being a guru of logistics. Like, you just don't do that. People, the schools tend to tell these kids that there's teacher, doctor, copper, fireman, you know, all these bits and pieces that people put these shots into. These kids don't know. So be nice and actually have a talk to them about some different, but tell them what you do. That's more interesting. Business coach, whatever it might be, like, you know, safety, what else you do? Have a crack to them about that. But there's two parts of this. One is what can you get out of this? Because Brad and I have always, through Chamber, talked about fair exchange. You need to get something out of this. I reckon if you guys are looking for someone for a job, if you ring me before you go to Seek or you go to these other places, looking for someone and going through 100 freaking resumes, and as Damo, if you don't mind me saying, like Damo said to me the other day, he said, I had 230 resumes, I went through them and found spelling mistakes and grammar errors. You're gone. Right? You don't get a look in once you've done that. Another lady who said she got 100 resumes, she looked through 30, got 3 she liked and chucked the rest out. Like, these kids are sitting there just freaking dying 1,000 deaths because they're getting so many knockbacks. And they're dead set trying their hardest. And in the end, they don't try anymore because they're sick of getting kicked in the nuts. So, what you guys can do, if you want to, is meet these people, get rid of the resumes a bit, and have a chat to them on their own basis, like you would each and every one of you guys. We're going to set up something with Tribe Ops. Okay, right. There's a few parts of Tribe. I keep doing more parts of it because I find cool and groovy things to do. But with business, with our chamber here, with our group, our community, we've got the best community to do this because we're all in one group. Okay, and we all sort of know each other a little bit. Most of us do. I'm going to set up a do, because you know how I love to do. Well, you know, tribe gather, mingle, whatever. We're going to do another one. Get on board. This one's going to be tea and coffee, so no one can do the whole racist alcoholic thing of me, primarily. Okay, that's all right. But no, it'll be a tea, coffee, session, cake. And I want you guys, every one of you that feels like it, to rock up and have a chat to these people about what their favourite sport is, about what their hobbies are, what they like to do, where they've lived before. Don't ask them what they want to do in life, because they don't know. It's like when you're trying to come to tribe gathering for those that have been there before. If you go to someone and say, what do you do? Nothing. That's why they're at frickin' tribe. So don't do that to them. It's just try something else. Be the better person out of that. I reckon we can change a few things. I'm not talking worldwide or anything like that, you know, I'm realistic. But if we do this and we can all sit together and have a chat amongst yourselves with these people for a while, do you think they will judge them on their resume or their personality? As business owners, what's the things you want out of this, guys? Come on. Those that are doing employment, those that have got employers, what do you want out of an employer?
Attitude.
Attitude. What else do you want?
Commitment.
Commitment. Skills. What else?
Commitment.
Skills. I'll leave skills for you. Commitment.
Initiative.
Initiative. That's the one I was after. That's
Common
cool.
sense, actually.
Good. Enthusiasm.
Honesty.
Honesty. Integrity. Are you getting that out of a resume?
No.
It's a piece of freaking paper. And let me tell you, and I'm talking about entry-level kids here, entry-level people. Okay? They have the emptiest resumes in the world. You know why? Because they haven't done anything yet. They're 18. And they're getting kicked out because of nothing. Okay, and with all due respect to the people that have to get through that many resumes, it's not their fault, it's just the way the system works. But after 2 weeks of doing this intensively, Poor Marie's done this for years, Amy's done it for years as well. The system is so busted. It's more, resumes are an opportunity to get rid of kids, not to employ them. Okay, so.
Sorry, can I just say something?
Right, get up.
about that? I'm sorry if there's any job actors here, and I know you must do a really good job. However,
Sorry.
sorry. That's all right. A lot of the times, the students that I actually see, job actors have just done their resume for them. So they're enabling them. They're never learning. So it's giving them the I train. So I'm training employability skills training for these students, and a lot of the times it's just trying to get their confidence back and social skills, and it works. So you just got to,
Marie's at Section Bay. I met her for the first time last Thursday, I think it was.
Yeah.
And she got one of the best crews there. One of the first questions I asked these kids is, right, why are you here? And they go, most of them go, because I have to be, because for Centrelink and all their benefits, they have to go and do those things. And every time they say that, I go, you are wasting it. You are sitting here, are you paying for this? No, you're not. Have you got 2 or 3 people that want to help you? I'm here, your trainer's here, whatever it is. Marie's crew just went out and go, because I want to get great employment, because I want to get good opportunities. And I went, oh shit, that's a good part of what I do, and you just ruined it. But anyway, there you go. Thank you, Manol. But what I'm saying to you guys, right, Brad wants to know what I can do this in business, and I think we can do 2 things 2 ways. Is anyone sick to death of going through resumes and trying to get an idea who's a good employee out of a 20-minute bullshit interview where it's unrealistic? They're crapping themselves because they're just coming to an interview there and they've done 3 in their lives, and you're sick to death of it because really you'd rather be doing something else. Is that working for anyone really well? Anyone?
Nope.
Anyone happy with that situation?
No.
Well, what have we always done in Chamber? Do we change stuff? Do we do it differently? Greg here, when I first joined Chamber, said look up, think of things differently, be disruptive. We've got an opportunity to do this, but you have to get on board. I can provide the area, I can provide the place to do it. You guys need to come in. I know, right, by the way, this isn't for people that have got a job waiting there. I don't care if you've got a job. If you've got no job, and if you don't even employ anyone, if you're a single sole trader like I've been for years, is this worth anything to you? Yep, how?
Knowledge. Sharing,
What did I say before? Is it who you know? Okay, I'm a facilitator.
Right, fresh eyes.
Fresh eyes, man. Yeah, different thing, different opinion. Give those guys something to talk about. And also, social skills. Man, all these kids say to me, oh, I lack confidence, What's the best way to get confidence back? Get in the game. Go and have a crack. You're not getting much out of it sitting in your lounge room. But if they come along somewhere no one's going to talk to them, nothing happens. Nothing changes. Doesn't get any better. So what we need to do, if you want to make a difference, and if you don't want it, don't be in it. But don't sit there and tell me how, Australia's going downhill if you don't want to stand up and have a crack. Okay, because this is what it's about. I want you guys to turn up. I facilitate. Most of you guys know that. So many of you have rung me from time to time and said, do you know anyone that's got this? Do you know anyone who can do this? Do you know a guy that do this? I do that. I've done it for just about all of you. Think of this. You're sitting there, you met a kid, you met Alara, she was great, she was enthusiastic. You don't employ anyone. But you're sitting there at a restaurant and someone says, oh man, I'm so looking for good staff at the moment. What do?
Recommend.
Who can't find me? Google me, it's easy. Find me, call me and tell me. And if I've got someone for you, I will give you someone. And what I'll do is I'll give you someone that my spider senses have actually said is a good person, that is worthwhile, and I would prefer based on the fact that I think they're worth doing. I won't give you the bad, but okay, let's not do fairy tales here, okay? I've got 10% at the top that are belters. Why they're not employed, I don't know. I've got 20% at the bottom, I wouldn't give them a shovel. That's how it is. That's the truth, okay? In the middle, I've got 70% of them that I don't know. That they're probably, they need opportunity, they need crack, they need confidence, they need someone to take on the wing. Like all those people who took me under their wing when I was growing up. Because if they didn't do that, I'm in jail. Are you going to do that? Is anyone going to do something a bit different? Does anyone want to have a crack at this? Or is everyone going to sit there doing what we don't do in chamber and point fingers and put hands out? What are you going to do? Because I know what I'm doing. Ems has sat there, supported me for a year, maybe for a 2 day, but like supported me for a year so I could do this. I had to get through some stuff, as you guys know, but supported me so I could do this. This is going hard now. This is taking off. People are taking notice. We've got 5 jobs for young people, out of tribe, out of connections. 2, I facilitated, which is fine, it's all part of the service. 3, just happened, because people were talking to each other. Each and every one of you guys have an opportunity to change a person's life. And if it's an over 50s person who's just found themselves out of work and they're out of industry, that's cool too. They need help. They're sitting there not knowing what to do because they don't know anyone. Right? You can sit there and put up with a problem and say it's terrible, someone should do something, or you can jump in the game and have a crack and do something different.
Hey Ryan, you probably don't know, we hired a chef through Tribe. Remember I asked you
Yes,
about
that's
the
Peter
chef?
Morrissey's mate.
Yeah, so we hired a chef through Tribe.
He's one of the 5 I was just bragging about.
Okay.
But isn't that funny? Like this, okay, I don't want to be the guy. Okay, I don't want everyone hanging off my shoulders. I don't want to be the guy going, oh yes, I did that. That happened without my knowledge, and that's perfect. That is exactly what I want. I can't do the whole village, okay? It takes a village to raise a kid, okay? What's the chef's name? I can't remember. Yep, you can't remember. Chris, that's it.
Yeah,
Chris would be 50, at a guess. I might be wrong on that. So, because he's not a kid.
My friend Gay told me about him, who also went to Tribe. Yeah.
So you gave him a crack, you gave him a chance, he's now working for you, his life's a better place. What's one of the best things about employment? Tell me one of the best things about being employed.
Self-esteem.
Well, yep.
Money.
Purpose, money.
Money.
Yeah.
It's a reason to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
Purpose.
What if you don't want to get up in the morning?
Yeah. I get you, brother. I get you. No worries. But okay, money, everyone talks about money, that's great. Okay, paying the rent's important. But have you ever seen anyone who just has no purpose? And these people that we talk about and we rag on, and you've all given them a hard time at some point, dole bludgers, all that sort of stuff there. Plenty of them don't want to work, I get that. Okay, I'm not aiming at those guys. They're on their own journey, good luck to you, champ. But there are people that don't have a purpose because they can't find one in life. Okay? Chris has a purpose now, because you gave him an opportunity. So I'm asking you guys to have a crack at this. If you want to or not, it's entirely up to you, but it's not hard. Okay? Come along, check it out, see what you reckon. Questions, comments, abuse, what do you got?
Where is it?
Yeah, I just want to back up and just not only try, but just, sorry,
No, go.
just giving people a go when they come for an interview. So we've had 2 guys now. Both instances, the first guy came in, he applied for a job as a production technician, 17 years old, no experience. I said just give him a go. He became our apprentice, he passed his course, he then became our defence manufacturing leading hand, and he's now got a job with Raytheon on nearly $100,000 a year, and he's 23 years old.
If Bob Fielding
So-
didn't say to me, why don't you be a cop, there's no freaking way I would have done it. So I wouldn't have been a cop, I wouldn't have got where I got to, I wouldn't have fell into real estate, I wouldn't have got that far in that, I wouldn't be here talking to you now. He gave me a crack, Sylvia.
I just want you to tell us again what sole traders can do to help. I don't employ people. But
Yeah, no, right. I want you to be ears on the ground for these people, okay? You consider this. Now, you're a bookkeeper, how many clients do you have? Dozen, cool. If you come to this thing and you meet Selena, who's a great chick, she's really having a go, and she's really enthusiastic, and she's not being blamey, she's not saying society sucks and Centrelink's bad and it's not my fault. She's being positive and having a chat to you about who you are. Is she immediately going to come up on your radar? Like, she's just going to stand out, isn't she? You can't help it. I can't anyway, I don't know about you guys. But okay, so you're sitting there with your clients and you're sitting there with their books, having a chat to them, and you go, oh, you know, how's the staff going? Oh, look, I've had to put 2 off from the last such and such.